We've lived at our current address for just over a year now. We've seen all of the seasons come and go and enjoyed each one of them. This is a year in our garden. We moved in on a cold November day. After gardening on a tiny balcony for the past year, we were so excited to have such a large space to enjoy. At the rear of the garden was a beautiful Magnolia stellata tree with pure white star-shaped flowers. There was also an array of established shrubs including Forsythia, Skimmia, a large pink camellia close to the house, and a pretty white spirea. The first seeds were sown in March and included foxgloves, love in a mist and cornflowers. Work on the side border began with the planting of new hardy perennials. Some of our favourite hardy geraniums were the first to be added, including Geranium Patricia, a spectacular purple flower with striking black centres and veins. Next to go in was Geranium Brookside, a blue geranium which, like Patricia, is best grown mingling through other perennials in the border. In the rockery, the pale blue Geranium Nimbus was planted, another one of our favourites. The far back border was overgrown with weeds and shrubs. We got to work clearing the stones and removing the weeds and the old plant roots. At the back, we uncovered a large clump of solidago. This was cleaned up, divided and replanted in a different position. With the arrival of April saw the arrival of many new perennials and a brand new planting scheme. Once laid out, each was planted and the whole border mulched with fresh compost. even the birds were happy with the improvements. So we've been working on this border now. It's been one of our main tasks. We planted it a few weeks ago, and already we've got so much growth coming on the plants. It's just wonderful to see, because we were so excited to do this, and then now, you know, I'm looking at this Monarda squaw here, and it just looks gorgeous already. When we planted it, it was literally a small, tiny plant. It was about that wide and about that tall, and now look at it, absolutely fantastic. It's going to provide us with some amazing red flowers in the summer. So we've got the bee balm, so the bees obviously are going to really enjoy this. And we've tried to include, we love perennials, cottage garden plants, and what we've done basically is try to include as many things that the bees will like as possible, but we always do that anyway. We've got this stachys here called Humolo, and that's going to be super when it comes out. At the back we've got some Phlox paniculata, and this one is David. Now I thoroughly recommend Phlox David to anybody out there that loves phlox, because one thing, it doesn't get eaten by slugs, so that's a plus. It's quite a tall variety, it's very tall, beautiful white flowers, obviously the heavenly phlox scent as well, but I really recommend it. It's a fast grower, you know, you're able to divide it. Once it gets bigger, you'll be able to divide it as many times as you want, and it really is a good doer. I thoroughly recommend it. It's gorgeous, just those white flowers, and that dreamy scent on a summer's day. We've got some aster in here. I mean, this has taken off as well, this aster, and this is Little Carlo. I just love that blue, so we're going to be enjoying that later on. We've got lots of things going on here, so many things. We've got some Lichnis coronaria here, and obviously that's grown. I mean, when we first put these in, they were literally small plants, and they've just shot up literally over the last few weeks. It's amazing to see, and they're going to be beautiful. Now I remember this at home when I was a boy growing up, and I used to divide this and try and sell it to old ladies at the end of the garden. So yeah, it's a firm favourite, this one, definitely. It's nice to have it back in one of our gardens, so it's really good to have that. We've got some Achillea here, and this one's called Moonshine, and that is really going to be lovely when that comes up. That's grown massive already, so I mean the growth rate on that has been astronomical. Literally smaller plants, and they've just grown, so that's going to be lovely when it comes out. Absolutely gorgeous. The one thing I will say, you know, going back to childhood and dividing the Lichnis coronaria, it's not an easy plant to divide. It was done with it taught me a lesson quite early on, that some plants are easy to divide, like one of the others I used to do it with was thrift as well. I used to sell that as well, little pieces of thrift, but not exactly an easy plant to divide, so you need to make sure when you're doing that you're getting lots of root on there, otherwise you're just pulling at the plant and it's going to end up in pieces. So probably many people will probably advise against doing that, but I know it works, so it's okay. Over here we've got this fantastic Palmonium. Now we've not had Palmonium in a garden since, because we lived at a few different places since we had our cottage garden in Sheffield, and it's so lovely to have this plant back in the garden, because literally, I mean, one of the things I love the most about Palmonium is not only the beautiful colours that you get, is also, I mean, this is a lovely blue, also is the scent. The scent is literally heavenly. So I love it, absolutely love it. So this is an absolutely gorgeous plant. This is Bressingham purple, and I just love it. Absolutely amazing. Behind the Palmonium, if you can just about see, we have Azure Skies geranium here, and that's obviously just starting out. So we get, you know, that's a slow process. It's come on a little bit since we bought it. Obviously, it's getting stronger, so it's gonna going to take a bit of time, but eventually this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And there's so many other plants in this border. The bluebells are gorgeous. They were already here, so they're staying, they're fine, they're happy. So over here we've got some beautiful Persicaria and Plexicornis, and it's called Firetail. Absolutely, this is going to be stunning when it comes out. We've got it under the Magnolia stellata here. So it's under the magnolia tree. We have another piece over at the end of the border there. I'll show you that later. And that is going to be amazing, because this will spread throughout this entire area eventually. So we've got lots of Aquilegia coming through. We've got a big piece over there, but we've got these smaller ones that are just coming through. So those have been placed there strategically, because they'll come up and they'll do the thing. One of the things I love most about Aquilegia is those tiny black seeds. I love collecting Aquilegia seeds. They're my favourite, I think, out of any plant. So Aquilegia's where it's at. Absolutely love it. And beautiful flowers too. There's lots of different Aquilegias in this garden, so it's going to be fun too. We haven't really seen them all flower yet, obviously. Obviously the one over there is starting to flower. There's a blue over there. But there's so many Aquilegias in different parts of the garden. It's interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see the different flowers that come about. But no, I'm just enjoying this scent. I could just sit here all day next to this Pulmonium. I really could. That is beautiful. Probably not everybody's cup of tea, but it's mine and I like it. So here we've got a little small tiny plant that we put in again when we did this border, when we enhanced it. We've got some Anthemis. Now this will spread throughout this entire area. There's no illusions here. This small, very tiny plant, which is actually Anthemis lemon ice. So it's going to be gorgeous. Make no mistake, this plant will fill this entire area and beyond. Let's face it, with Anthemis, it takes over. It likes to be the boss. It's big, it's blousy, it flowers just prolifically. We like borders to be full. We really do like borders to be full. Not only does it save on the weeding, it's about getting as many plants in there as possible and enjoying the space, and seeing the bees enjoy the garden, and that's what it's all about. So over here we've got some Rudbeckia, and again, quite a small plant when we put it in. It is beginning to take over already. It's starting up, it's getting there, it's getting bigger all the time with every day. So this wonderful sunshine that we've been having has helped a lot. So this one is Demii or Diamii, however you prefer to say it. And because we love our geraniums, which we really do, geraniums are certainly something that I am totally passionate about, we have divided some geranium and moved it from another part of the border and brought it over here, because they will look absolutely stunning. Now again, I'm not sure what colour this is. We both don't know what colour this is, so it's going to be interesting to see when it comes out, but you can't lose with a geranium. Geraniums are fantastic, and I love the fact that when the foliage starts to look a little tired, or the flowers are finished, some varieties, you can just literally chop them back and they'll come back and look lovely and neat, and that's the beautiful thing about a geranium. So here we have this beautiful pheasant tail grass. I mean, just look at that. I just love running my fingers through it. That is such a lovely sound and so lovely to touch. I just love feeling it. Now, there's nothing wrong with this at all. It's got lots of lovely fresh growth on there. There's one snag. We just need to tidy it up a little bit, because it was in a pot for a long time. It was in our apartment garden in Manchester, 3rd floor apartment balcony, and it was occasionally, it did get a little dry with the wind. It was quite a windy spot at times, and it did get a little dry, but that's not the problem. The issue here is it just simply needs tidying up, and we've not had time to do it yet. We've had him settling into the ground. He seems so much happier. Already he's started to get lots of lovely growth on this year, and so he just wants to tidy up. And behind we have, if I just move this beautiful grass and just hug this grass for a second, we have some more of the Persicaria. And that is going to be absolutely amazing when that comes out, because it will fill this entire area and beyond if it's left. We may just have to keep it in check. Beautiful red flowers. As I said, it's called Firetail, and that is going to be amazing when it comes up. So this Persicaria, I know that many people would say it's too big a plant for such a small space. You could say that, to be honest with you, about most of these perennials that we've got in. But the thing is with this, it will fill this space and beyond if it's allowed to. Like I say, with the emphasis on if it's allowed to. It will be quite tall, we know that, but it will just be perfect on this corner and will provide a striking statement to the border. It will look amazing. And we did, for a long time, we used to do garden design, so we know what we're talking about. And this is just going to be wonderful. Firetail, I just can't wait for it. Bring it on. So here, I just wanted to show you, because I'm so excited about this lovely geranium mycorrhizum. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's in flower now, so it's started already. But look at those buds and look at the flowers. That is so wonderful, so beautiful. And in case you didn't know, if you just rub these leaves, they have an amazing aroma. And certainly if you brush past it as well, when you're in the garden, you just walk past, you're doing a bit of gardening, you brush past and that scent comes off the foliage. Absolutely amazing. So this border here is truly a work in progress. It's gorgeous, yes, you know, it's a lovely little space, but there's lots of grass running through. We've got a hardy fuchsia at the back here, which is going to be amazing. It's been cut back because it was looking a little spindly. There was lots of old wood on there, and we thought this needed to be rejuvenated. So it's been cut back. Well, that's going to look amazing as the summer progresses. And we've got lots of things going on, so many things happening here. There's a lot of weeding needs to be done. Basically, the grasses need to be taken out. There's grass running throughout the entire border, literally. So we need to sort that out. We need to get it back to how it was, bring it back to its former glory. We've got lots of geranium running through. We've got some ferns here, but one of the most amazing things that I just wanted to show you was the bluebells. The bluebells at the moment are absolutely divine. You've got beautiful blue, the gorgeous white as well. I mean, look at that. What's not to like about them? Absolutely amazing. This is so exciting, and it's going to look fantastic once it's weeded. And obviously there's lots of grass running through, I've noticed as well. The fuchsia as well, so much grass running through it. So we're really going to have to tackle this. But obviously we're not going to change anything else. These beautiful bluebells have long been established here, and it's just so lovely to see them at this time of year. They're so cheery, and they really bring something to the proceedings. Lots of geranium milling about throughout the border as well. So yeah, I just had to show you these. Look at that, perfection. Back in the side border, Stipa tenuissima plants we had already grown were divided carefully using a knife. These split quite easily, and a plant this size can be planted directly into the border. There's something very satisfying about growing your own plants from seed and then, when large enough, dividing them and making even more. Planted throughout the area, these will bring the whole space together, making for a more cohesive scheme. The border at this time of year looks quite empty, but in just a few months there won't be much soil in sight. Taking up some of the tiles and slate at the end of the border, we were able to extend the area, making more room for plants. The area close to the house is quite shady, so this was enhanced with the addition of ferns, fragrant winter flowering sarcophaca, and pulmonaria, which we split after purchase and planted in a small group. The shade-loving geranium nodosum and graceful foxgloves complemented the scheme. By mid-May, the back border is growing at a fast pace, with the gaps between getting smaller and smaller. Along the fence, another area of garden is created. This time is for a very special plant, a rambling rose in memory of Paul's mom, who passed away earlier in May. On the other side of the garden, a smaller border was getting some attention. It was cleared and new plants were laid out. The Virginia was large enough to divide into 3 pieces. At only £3 from the reduced section of a garden centre, that's excellent value for money. Finally, a mulch of fresh compost complements the day's work. As we approach the end of May, we're delighted with the heavenly scent of lilac and the promise of summer just around the corner.